What's up, y'all? Let's get straight into it. If you have been watching the news by now, you probably have. If you got a 401k, a thrift savings plan, an RA account, any type of retirement account, you're aware what the hell is going on in the stock market. The stock market is crashing, y'all. This is no accident. This is no wild phenomenon. No type of conflict is kicked off. This is self-induced. This was done on purpose. I'm not going to get into the gist of the who, why, when, and where, who crashed it and why, but I just want you to go back through the archives of what we've been talking about over here. They do this shit every 10 to 15 years. They crash the economy on purpose. The whole purpose of crashing that economy is to destroy the middle class. Why? That's your warrior class. The middle class. They have a say-so. They have a voice. They have resources. When they finally are finished with what they're trying to do, they want it to be the haves and the have-nots. Why? If you destroy the middle class, the have-nots have to do whatever the haves tell them to do. Economic slavery. Haven't we discussed that for years over here? And from no collar to a white collar, I've been telling y'all about this. That economy getting reset, the redistribution of wealth. Hey, shouts out to Naeem Edwards. I salute her. She's always on business, and she said something that really resonated with me, and she put a name on it for what I am. I am a political atheist. That's the only time you hear me talk about being an atheist, because I believe in God, the true and living God. Y'all know I worship Yeshua. Some of y'all call him Jesus, Black Jesus. But when it comes to politics, I don't believe in any of that shit. None of it. Because I feel like they all in bed with each other. We don't pick those folks. Those folks are chosen for us. Straight up. So now, once again, the economy is being crashed on purpose. The wealth is being redistributed to the wealthy, and you might lose your job or lose your livelihood. If this recession kicks in sooner than later, it's coming. There's a good possibility you could lose everything you have. Let me give my top 5 things I know that works when it comes to surviving not only a layoff, but a recession. And yes, everything I name, I've done all of them. No shame in my game at all. Let's start with number 1. Get some rest. If you're laid off, you need to get some rest. I'm talking about become a bum for about a good week or 2. I wouldn't go longer than a month though. But a good 1 to 2 weeks, you need to rest your body. You've been stressed out. You already knew this layoff was coming. And according to who you are, and what you look like in a lot of cases, you knew this shit was coming for you. I've been there, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all about what happened to me at that funky ass trucking company. You did? And their asses went belly up. I got laid off in 2009. Doing that last, well, that wasn't the last one. The last one was COVID. But prior to that, the last time they reset the wealth, the housing crisis, right? I got laid off. I got my ass some rest. It felt so good. What a relief to relieve my mind, body, and spirit. Stress will kill you. You understand? Get that shit off of you. Get some rest. Because you got to go to war with your economic situation. Number 2, get in school. I call this a school hustle. I don't give a damn how old you are. Get your ass in school. Straight up. It's called a school hustle. When I got laid off, I was already working on my master's degree. I was busting their heads at the job before they laid me off. They was paying me an extra $2,000 a month as tuition reimbursement. So while I was working on my master's degree, I started getting loans at that point. It is what it is. And I knew sooner or later, either I was going to be a student for the rest of my life because I wasn't paying that shit back, or I was going to be in the right program in the right situation where my shit was going to get forgiven anyway. But it was a time I did have to eventually start paying on those student loans, but it was a very small window. With me being a veteran and working my moves, my hustle, yeah, I made sure I got that shit off my back. I'm student loan free now. But that loan money, those student loans, while I was laid off, it was a beautiful thing. It definitely was. Number 3, start driving. You know what I'm talking about. You can either start driving big ass trucks, get your CDL, or even be as low as a damn pizza delivery driver. Hey, we trying to get bread here. There's no shame in our game. We trying to survive. I'm talking about all else has failed. You cannot find a job. You're going to have to start driving. My form of driving at the time was driving from house to house, knocking doors, selling cable. I was a cable salesman, door-to-door salesman, in my car all day long, driving through neighborhood, knocking doors in Louisville, Kentucky. I wasn't in my home. I had to leave Nashville. I couldn't find opportunities. So I had to go create opportunities in Louisville. Oh, don't shit on my hustle. Unless you know, you don't know. I made so much damn money knocking doors, selling cable. That's one of the best kept secrets. A cable salesman. Or the door-to-door salesman, period. Because you have people that are not willing to get in their cars and drive and knock doors and make money. A door-to-door salesman is a high turnover rate, but if you get in the right situation where they give you upfront money for that bonus, and that's something else, right, about being a door-to-door salesman. Because a lot of people don't like it. When you find the right opportunity, they have signing bonuses. I'm talking about $2,000, $3,000 at the rip. That'll get you on your feet. But when I'm talking about driving these days, I'm talking about 2009. I'm talking 15 years ago. But ever since then, everything's advanced so much. But these days, you have Uber. You have Lyft. You have Uber Eats. You have Grubhub. All these different ways to hustle by driving your car. And that leads me to number 4. You must multi-hustle. Y'all know I love that multi-hustling. I wrote a whole book about it. From no collar to a white collar. That shit works. You need to have multiple streams of income to survive and thrive in any situation. But especially now, you've been laid off or you're underemployed. That means you have to take a massive pay cut, a reduction in hours. I'm talking about a real deplorable situation that is really cutting to your income. You need to get those multi-hustles up. Multiple streams of income can save you in these perilous times. Number 5, and I'm not ashamed to say I've done this shit too. I'm about to go ahead and file that old bankruptcy. Clean slate. If you want the house, that's a 13. If you don't want the house, you just want to cash that shit out and get that off your back, that's a 7. Chapter 13, chapter 7, more goes into that. But that clean slate, if you just want to get rid of all of it and get your credit shooting back up the roof and start all over again, that's at chapter 7. I've done both. 7 and a 13. And you know what I learned about bankruptcy? I learned from them peoples. The rich folks. Rich folks will file bankruptcy so fast, so quick, because bankruptcy, all it is protecting your assets. I filed bankruptcy to protect my house when I was laid off. A couple years after the layoff, I was still hurting, still hadn't got that income up to par. I had to do a reset and protect my assets. So I did at 13, protect the house. And guess what? because I protected that asset, which is property, at all costs, protect that house if you can. If you just don't want to cash it out, right? File that 13 and protect that equity and cash it out when you need to. And for me, that wasn't the time. Matter of fact, I didn't have enough equity in the house anyway to get me where I needed to be. But guess what? After that bankruptcy, my situation was crystal clear. My credit went through the roof instantly after it was discharged. Guess what I did? I sold that house. I think I told you I got like 100 grand out of that shit. 6 figures. I've been doing this shit, y'all. Never fret, never fold. Don't lose your mind. Don't panic. You exercise those 5 things. And maybe you don't need to get to number 5. But those top 4 can save you during any type of situation. A market crash, a layoff. These are the things you need to do. And for my spiritual people over here, my spiritual Black P.O.Es, which I hope all of us are, you put your faith in God. Let me remind you of something. Go in that book of Revelations, and they talk about that mark of the beast. And it's talking about the redistribution of wealth. When they do that final redistribution of wealth, was the haves and the have-nots, and the majority of people are suffering, and all the wealth is up there with the rich folks, the super wealthy, the super rich, then that's when you're going to see the Antichrist and the mark of the beast. In my personal opinion, no one in charge right now is the Antichrist, or about to exercise that mark of the beast. Be always vigilant, though. I might be wrong. But anybody you see now you might think is the Antichrist, those are just precursors. Straight up. But you need to know, when that mark of the beast comes, you cannot take it. It's supposed to be on the back of your neck or your forehead, your hand. I think it's your right hand. It's either your forehead or the back of your neck where they're going to put that mark. Where they're going to know who you belong to. You belong to the beast. And your soul is forever damned. People of God cannot get that mark under any cost. I don't care if it costs you your life. They come through and blow your head off, blow your kids' head off, blow everybody's head off. Nobody gets that mark. That's pure Christianity. That's pure Islam. That's pure Judaism. The top 3 for monotheism, they all talk about end times and that mark of the beast. Do not get it. The people of God got to depend on him. So little things they do like this, while they think they destroying us, they just making us stronger. Day by day. But like Goody Mob said though, years ago, with that serotherapy, listen to me now, but leave me later on. I haven't missed yet. Have I led you astray? From what I'm telling y'all, do you think I'm trying to leave you astray? Or am I trying to save God's people? And telling y'all to keep God first, and we can survive anything. Even a funk-ass layoff, a funk-ass recession, and a bullshit market crash. Because they trying to give all the resources to the rich and leave us out here starving and fending for ourselves. But I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, that big God I serve, Lord Almighty, he's got an answer for all this. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. One team.